If you're one of the viewers who watched NTV Uganda from its inception, then you're probably among those who eagerly awaited its first news bulletins to air. When the news aired on the 25th of December 2006, the station became the talk of town.
This is NTV.
The Luganda bulletin, dubbed NTV Akawungezi, hit the airwaves with Frank Walusimbi making its debut as an anchor.
That bulletin was the first tafali that changed TV industry in Uganda. I think people are used to, I call it the old school way of presenting news, especially in local dialects. People like singing the bulletin. But for me, I wanted a different way of doing it, conversational style.
The anxiety that most first-timers have was nowhere in Walusimbi's list of concerns.
I was only worried about one thing, the reception outside there. I wanted to introduce a new presentation style.
Walusimbi says the first Akawungezi bulletin was a success, although many viewers found the new style of presentation quite unconventional.
The first person to send me message, feedback in that sense, was my sister. I think she sent something like, that was a great news bulletin.
What was broadcast at 7 p.m. on that day was a result of a 3-month-long training in TV journalism that would later transform the industry.
And we surely did, because after that first bulletin, people started to copy what we're doing.
Ugandan viewers got the English version of that Christmas package in the bulletin at 9 p.m. NTV Uganda had offered to Ugandans quality, unrivaled news.
Lights, cameras, and action.
Good evening and welcome to NTV.
The current news manager, Maurice Mugisha, and his former co-anchor, Rosemary Nankabirwa, were the first to deliver the informative news on the English bulletin, NTV Tonight.
The first bulletin for us was a long wait, so when it came we were excited. Yes, a little nervous because this was a new experience, but it's something we had prepared for.
Like many of their colleagues, the duo quit their previous jobs to work at a station whose future they were not sure about.
We were used to, so the traditional way of anchoring news behind the desk, telling the story as it's written for you. And we were also coming from a tradition where news anchors were news readers and were not part of the news process.
Just like the Luganda bulletin, Akawungezi, NTV Tonight was regarded as a breath of fresh air by many viewers.
We knew we had a great bulletin, we knew we had a good product, we knew we had a good look because of the setup of the studio, but also we looked smashing. I need to say, we had invested a lot of time in clothing and look and also grooming.
The management and staff were overwhelmed by the number of calls that they received after the first news bulletins went on air.
Congratulations, good job, well done. However, will you maintain this? There was a question, are you able to maintain this? Because you look like you had time to prepare for this first bulletin. Are you sure you can maintain these standards going forward?
We spoke with some viewers on the streets of Kampala about their impressions of Frank Walusimbi and Maurice Mugisha.
Both very articulate, both very believable, probably the best we have on television in this country.
Their pronunciation is so good and their words come out well.
These popular broadcast journalists shared some of their memorable moments at NTV.
News reporting and anchoring combined have introduced me to so many people in this country.
And so we have now become East African brands, and the power of the East African brand is priceless.
The journey this far has, however, been quite rocky.
Not have a private life. You're on TV, you're a public face.
It is now 8 years of committed service. One thing you probably appreciate about our first news anchors is that they set a trend that all TV stations in Uganda continue to follow. Gertrude Tumusiime Uwitware, NTV.